Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mindful Monday. I am Catherine here from YogaNaraska. Welcome. Say hello in the comments if you are popping in for our little Monday meditation, a little bit of mindfulness, and a little bit of yoga philosophy for the beginning of your week because, let's face it, Mondays are stressful. Yeah, we're all feeling that Monday, the Monday stress. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes to pop on. I told Rootful Pieces, who popped in last week, that I would show off her earrings that I bought at We Made It Newcastle. My good friend Amanda runs that shop, and she carries Rootful Pieces, who I also follow here on Instagram and Facebook. So I thought I'd show off my little Buddha earrings. They're pretty cute, eh? And of course, very on brand for me because teal. I love my teal. And yeah, I love the Buddha because although I wouldn't necessarily identify as being Buddhist, I'm definitely interested in Buddhist philosophy. And for me, the Buddha represents enlightenment, sort of the whole idea of really digging into the nature of self. And then finally understanding yourself in a way where you recognize that you are part of everything. And once you've done all that work to sort of undo all the layers of ego and fear and emotions and just all the humanly stuff that we deal with because we are in a physical body, once we deal with all that, then we realize that we are really just connected to everything, and that is what I see as enlightenment. So I'm still dealing with the stuff, all of the extraneous human stuff, and I'm really interested in the nature of consciousness. So that is my interest with the Buddha. And whenever I see a Buddha, it just reminds me of living in the moment, calmness. I look at the Buddha's face and I just see calm and we'll explore this a little bit in our exploration of the Yamas, but the concept of santosha, which means contentment. So we're not necessarily looking for happiness. It's pretty much impossible to be happy all the time. Happiness is like a fleeting emotion, and it's great when we feel it, but it's pretty much impossible to always be happy. But to be content is a different thing. To look around and say, yeah, my life's not bad right now. Like I can deal with this. Just that sense of peace and calm and accepting what is. And that's what the Buddha to me represents, is seeing what is, accepting it, digging into the self, and looking to attain that connection with everyone and everything in the universe, the ever expanding universe. I'm really interested in consciousness in the universe right now. I don't know if you can tell. Anyway, I hope you're all here now. So let's get into our Mindful Monday meditation. Okay, so wherever you are, find a tall seat. So you might be slouched over at your desk doing your thing. So step up, stand up, make those spaces between all the vertebrae nice and tall. Bring the shoulders down and away from the ears. Relax the jaw. Maybe closing down through the eyes. Connecting in with the here and the now. Noticing any sounds around you. And even if there is sound, don't try to push it away, just let it be there. Accept what is. Or any smells. If your partner or coworker is microwaving fish, just accept it. There's not much you can do about it. So just accept. Accept what is. Notice any tastes. Did you brush your teeth this morning? I hope so. Perhaps anticipating the taste of your lunch. Although that is not the present, that's the future, so maybe we will anticipate later. So just accepting what is. Noticing the temperature of the air around you, if you're feeling comfortable. Noticing the light behind the eyelids. Is it bright or dark where you are? Maybe checking in, do your eyes feel strained at all? Maybe just bring your awareness to your eyes, your eyelids, eyeballs, the muscles behind the eyes, the skin on the sides of the eyes, and just send relaxing waves of energy to that area, the eyebrows. We're going to do a little exercise now where we're going to bring the figurative light of our awareness, our attention, to different areas of the body as we breathe in deeply. So pick your favorite color. If you haven't guessed, my favorite color is teal or green, but greeny teal. So pick your favorite color, or just a color you feel called to today. And imagine like a glowing orb of that color floating just above the crown of your head. Just picture it in your mind. And we're going to imagine breathing that orb down through the body, through the top of the head. So you might be like, Catherine, I can't breathe through the top of my head. That's not like literally possible. We're talking figuratively here, okay? Just go with it. Don't overthink. Just go with it. You can imagine infinite possibilities. You can imagine anything. So it does not have to be quote unquote real. Maybe nothing is real. Here I go with the conscious universe thing again. Okay, sorry. I'm ruining our meditation. Okay, so imagine this glowing orb at the top of your head. And let's begin to deepen the breath now. So take a deep breath in. Sigh out the mouth. And imagine as you do this breath in, the orb comes a little bit closer to the top of your head. Let's do it one more time. And once more until that orb of light, that orb of your awareness is touching the very top of your head. And now you begin to feel that energy, that cleansing energetic field start to touch the body. So you might sit up a little bit taller, aiming that crown of the head towards the ceiling, connecting with that orb of light and awareness and energy. Let's take another deep breath in. And your awareness, this light, starts to fill the head, beginning at the crown of the head and slowly filtering down with each breath past the forehead now. Bringing with it waves of relaxation, relaxing the eyebrows, the eyes, down to the ears, which are listening, unblocking any blockages in the nose or the sinuses. Unlocking the jaw, letting the tongue fall away from the teeth. filling the whole head now with this beautiful light of your attention and your awareness, filling the whole head. Down to the neck, opening up the vocal cords, releasing any tension. If you find that this light needs tension here, you might start to roll the head side to side, back and forth, maybe making circles as you breathe deeply. Coming to stillness. Let's take another deep breath as that beautiful light of the color of your choice begins to filter down to the shoulders, relaxing them down and away from the ears, separating the shoulder blades. Breathing deeply through the crown of the head all the way down to the shoulders now. Lengthening those muscles behind the collarbones and the clavicle. Releasing any of that stress or holding in the shoulders. If you're finding any tension, again, you might roll them forwards and backwards with the breath. Beautiful. Okay, let's take another deep breath as we send that energy down into the lungs and down the biceps. Okay, so breathing in, sighing out. Letting any tension float away. Freeing the lungs to breathe deeply and fully without anything in their way. One more deep breath now, sending the energy down to the ends of your fingers and all the way down to the belly button. Feeling totally calm and relaxed. Feeling the weight of the upper body. Yet at the same time, feeling as if you're floating, being pulled up towards the crown of the head. Take another deep breath in as we send the energy down to the pelvic floor. Feeling the head, the trunk of the body, the arms all filled with this cleansing, relaxing, soft energy of your awareness. Breathing deeply now, we'll send our breath down to the lower back and the pelvic floor and the hips. Noticing if you're holding any tension here, if you're sitting often throughout your day, this will be very tense. You'll be holding your stress here. So sending relaxation, sending those relaxing thoughts down to the pelvis and the hips. And now sending the light and color of your awareness down to the legs, down the thighs. To the knees, noticing if you feel any pain or tension. And finally sending all of your awareness all the way down to the toes. Feeling your whole body now full of energy and light and awareness, void of any pain or tension. Breathing in from the crown of the head and breathing out through the soles of the feet. Let it all out. Beautiful. Okay. So that brings us to the end of our little meditation. Hello, Travis and Sadie from Hills Honey Company. If you're looking for some honey or any bee-related things, check out Travis and Sadie out in Colborne, Ontario. Hi. Okay, so now we are moving in to the yogic wisdom portion of our Mindful Monday. So we've been talking about the Yamas, which are sort of guidelines, yogic, like a yogi code, a yogic guideline of how we deal with the world around us and other people. So we talked about ahimsa, which is non-harming or non-violence. And today we're going to talk about two. We're going to talk about Asteya, which is non-stealing. And we're going to talk about, what was the other one we were going to talk about? Oh, yes, Satya. Satya is truth. So we'll start with Asteya. So Asteya is non-stealing. And that can obviously, just like non-violence, be taken literally, like don't steal things from people. But we can think of it on a bit more deep level, I suppose. So when we want to steal or think about stealing, and that could be, like stealing a physical item, or it could be sort of thought of as like mentally stealing, like jealousy, like wanting what other people have, or taking things that are meant for other people, that might not be of like physical or monetary value, but taking attention away from other causes that are maybe more important or more relevant. All of that comes from a place of lack within us. So we are often thinking of filling that sort of like emotional void inside of ourselves. We feel that we don't have enough, and we feel that we are not enough. And that's a really, really common feeling through most people. And we're always looking for ways to just sort of like fill that hole within inside of us. And stealing in a literal or figurative way is one of those one of the ways that we do that. Hang on, I just noticed that my phone is dying, so I'm gonna plug it in. There we go. Okay, so it comes from a place of not feeling like we are enough or that we have enough. So that's where working with our root chakra can be really helpful, because that's where we get our grounding sense of stability, meeting those basic needs of food, water, shelter. And once we have those basic things, then we really do have all we need. Like if you, you see like the latest, I don't know, cool truck or something, and you're like, oh man, I want that truck. Do you really need it though? Like, or do you just want, hey, Rootful Pieces, I gave you a little plug on my earrings. Hi. So we if you're just tuning in now, we're talking about the Yamas, which are those personal observances of how we interact with the world around us. And we're talking about Asteya, which is non-stealing. So we can talk about that in sort of the way of not physically stealing things, but it comes from, or stealing attention from other people or wanting what other people have. And that comes from a place of lack within inside of us, where we're feeling like we're not enough and we don't have enough. So I was just saying that working with our grounding root energy can help us realize that the basic things we have, food, water, shelter, love, family, stability, security, are really all that we need. When we're wanting more, we can sometimes get a little bit greedy. And the only way to really fill that feeling of lack is to give. So the more energy and time and money, if you have it, that you can give to other people, the more you're inviting to receive those things as well. So if you feel unhappy because you don't have something, if you give something else away, such as your time or your energy, not necessarily money or items, you're a lot likely to feel better. You're going to realize that, hey, I actually have something of value here, and it might not be a brand new F-150, but it might be your time just spent with a friend, or maybe a piece of art that you create for someone, or shoveling your elderly neighbor's driveway. You realize that you have things to give. And giving is just something that's really when we give to other people, we receive so much more than we give in an emotional way. And this whole non-stealing thing comes from an emotional place within inside us. Hi, Kate. I'm just saying hello to everyone who pops on. Okay, so the second one we're going to talk about is Satya, or truthfulness. So again, we can think of this literally like, yes, you should tell the truth. But it's also more about living in our own truth, which is about like living in an authentic way, but you need to do the research. You need to learn about who you are. Like, so many of us go through our lives living these patterns of, you get up, you go to work, and I am defined by my job, and blah, 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 blah. And then you come home and you're like, oh, I am this member of my family, and that's who I am. But that's not necessarily true. Like, outside of your work and outside of your family, like, you're still a person. And doing that work to sort of realize who you are and what your values are and what you stand for is really where your sense of authenticity comes from. So it's telling the truth, but it's also speaking your truth and not being afraid to stand up and stand up for things that you believe are wrong, or stand up against things you believe are wrong, and stand up for the things that you believe in. I also think of it as trying to understand like the universal truths, like what governs the world around us, and what is our place in it, and what is our quote unquote purpose. And that, to me, that's not like a materialistic or career sort of way, or like, in relation to the members of your family. It's like your impact on this planet and on the people around you in maybe a softer way, like a more emotional way. So that is the concept of Satya. So always being truthful to yourself, authentic to yourself, and doing the work to understand what that truth means to you, because your truth might not be the same as another person's truth. And we all know this because of what we see, on social media and the media in general. Truth is subjective sometimes. Even the truths that we learn in science can be proved or disproved. Sometimes what we believe to be true isn't true at all. But only in trying to discover the truths are we going to learn this. So very, very interesting concepts. And these are very ancient concepts too. Like, this isn't something that, is just from the last like 50 years or something that's popped up in yoga philosophy. This is like ancient teachings. And the cool thing too is a lot of the new science is starting to back up the things that we're learning in yoga, or the things that I'm learning in yoga that have been passed down for centuries, like things like meditation, and this whole idea of working with energy. Like, this is something that's a little bit new to me, but on a scientific level, we can talk about like, vibrations, or those binaural beats that you can listen to that send waves of energy in hertz that we can measure, that change how your brain is interacting with your body. It can make you calmer, or it can give you more energy. We know that like energy is always around us. It's how, like cars move, and how we move, and how the wind blows, and there's energy all around us. So sometimes people can be a bit skeptical about things like the chakras, because you're like, oh, it's, like woo-woo energy. But science is actually starting to back all this up, which is really, really cool. I think it's cool, at least. So perhaps after I finish going through all these yamas and niyamas and the 8 limbs of yoga, I'll talk a bit more about like energy and consciousness and all those fun things. So thanks, Fruitful Pieces. Okay, well, I need to go now, but thanks for tuning in. I'll see you for Workout Wednesday on Wednesday. I had a core one a couple weeks ago, but I didn't get it uploaded, so I'll see if I can upload that ASAP, and if not, we'll do core again this Wednesday. And if not, I will see you for next Monday. We'll be exploring the rest of the Yamas, and after that, we'll get into the Niyamas and the other 8 limbs of yoga. So thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you missed this live and you're tuning in later, I appreciate you too. Thanks for everyone who showed up live as well. I hope to see more of you live on the regular, because you know, time and place where I am every Monday, every Wednesday. All right. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you soon.